I used to say that thing of women are the gatekeepers of patriarchy until I started and analyzed it deeply. You know, I think me being a mom, I've realized something. We as women, we are also the ones burdened with raising other men.
Yeah, of course.
Raising men. Which, okay, whatever, okay, things happen, society happens, but this is where the conversation should start. Why are men not raising men?
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Great. How are you?
All right.
How are you guys? How are you guys?
Hi.
Behind there.
Everyone is great. Guys are eating. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, I'm sorry.
Unfortunately.
2 days in a row. But anyways, welcome back to She Knows Best.
It's not therapy,
but it might help.
Episode 3, season 2.
Season 2, episode 3, season 2, guys. Thank you so much again for watching, for coming back, for engaging, for laughing with us. The girls, as usual, I beg you, please comment on Instagram, comment on TikTok.
On TikTok, especially.
We just need to adjust that. Yeah, please.
Save us on TikTok.
Guys, comment on TikTok. Just go to your TikTok, comment, say what you think. We just need to fix that algorithm because we are in a very, very weird algorithm.
Yeah. But we are on the wrong side.
We're on the wrong side. So bring us back to you. But otherwise, we love you. We appreciate you. And we're back.
We're back. Yeah, I wish you did.
Yeah, of course you did.
We need that car audio. I failed to find that car thing.
The Kim K. It's a Kim K thing. I'll send it. I think I should have
Did
it.
Did you save it?
I should have it somewhere. I'm sure I
anyway.
Saved it once or twice.
So, check in. How have you been?
I'm all right. I'm good. I'm chilling, working my butt off.
What happened to resting?
No, I'm resting. I'm resting. I'm trying to rest. But I'm still working. I think it's also the beginning of the year, so a lot of stuff is in planning phases. And I'm not even going to say that it settles down when we start doing what when we start doing executing. It doesn't, but it's not as hectic as the planning phase.
Yeah.
Right. But I think it's mostly work. We worked with Adobe, shot a video. It's a really, really cool concept that I'm really, really excited about. I think everyone's going to love it. Again, team was amazing. I think it's great. I think it's one of the first projects that we're doing where I'm not going to be on set 100% of the time. So where I wasn't on set 100% of the time. So that's interesting. That's exciting. To be able to build a team where you can just facilitate and then you don't have to be there. So you see, I'm delegating.
Yeah. Well done. Let's clap for her. Guys.
Even
the team keeps growing by that date. Surely.
So so I think that's it for me. It's really, really just just chilling, working, doing the thing.
I love it.
And you?
For me, my week has been intense, but we move. I'm playing mother, big sister. I barely have time to myself. I also need to travel in a few days, so life is really swinging me left, right, and center. I'm also trying to get align my next steps in terms of my career and my business. I think I've made great headway with that, but I'm still at a bit of a crossroads, but I know I'll figure it out.
You've got this.
Yeah.
You've got this. So, guys, that was a very, very short check-in because it's been a short week.
Yeah.
One of those weeks that just finishes quickly.
Literally.
But, so, today is a very interesting topic.
Tell us.
It's happening once.
And one time only.
Me, Afsa, I don't address men.
Yeah.
And I've said it every day on this podcast. This podcast is for what?
For the girls.
It's for the girls.
For the babes.
Always.
For the baby
but
girls.
Just today, we're going to address men. And
we are here to, by the way, we're choosing violence today.
To be honest, even for the first time, I'm not even choosing violence. I just want, listen, my ask for this for this episode is just listen. For the first, I have a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, one time told me something. He was like, you see, the problem is, Afsa, it's hard to talk, like when it comes to these topics, it's hard to talk to you because I don't know at what point are you going to blow up on me? Okay, so I was like, and I wouldn't care, but he's a close friend. So even in that conversation, I was like, you know what, let me have this conversation. And to be honest, by the end of it all, I think it's because he wasn't being defensive and I had like calmed down a little bit. So by the end of it all, we had come to an understanding where at that point I felt like he was now hearing me. So this is what I ask in this episode. It's like, hear us. Just hear us. Like, don't jump to, we're not accusing, we are not whatever. Liz is looking at me, I'm like, that's your own problem. Me, I'm accusing me.
I'm naming names.
I'm naming names.
I'm
coming for everyone.
I'm choosing violence today.
Anyways, but yeah, so this is the first time we've switched roles today, her and I. But this is the first time I'm going to say, so the topic is the men are not okay.
And we need to talk about
it. So yeah.
And we're not saying the men are not okay to baby men here today. No.
That not in the way of like the girl child, the boy child.
Yeah, no, we don't. Personally, I keep saying I don't do work around the boy child. The boy child is not my business. I was sent on this earth to do work for the girl child, to do work for the girls, not the boy child.
Yeah.
But today, we will spend some of our airtime.
So, and today, I think the man that we're talking to is the man that claims not all men. If you've ever said not all men, today we're talking to you because we're talking to the one that says not all men, but still stays silent.
Yeah.
You get the one that says not all men, the one that says I'm a nice guy. So we're telling you why.
It is actually all men.
It is actually all men.
Because you're part of the problem.
Exactly. So
in summary of our episode, those are even if we finish from here.
Liz, behave yourself. Let's start. Start us off.
Anyway, so today is about taking accountability. Yeah, that's why I said I'm choosing violence, because sometimes, especially with that species, that gender, only because they work, right?
That's the only way they understand.
Yeah, that's the only thing that they understand. And so today's episode is really about men taking accountability, and for us to point these things out very clearly, very explicitly, so that hopefully one of you out there catches something. That's the hope. We keep talking about decentering men. The girls have been talking about the patriarchy and dismantling the patriarchy and all of these conversations that men have decided to label toxic, but really are not. So today we just wanted to call some of these things out and explicitly call them out. I know, like we keep saying, our podcast was not meant for men. It was not meant for the men. It really was not meant for the men.
And it will never be meant for the men.
Yeah, but at some point you say, maybe we try. Yeah. But that's why I said me today. I'm the one on the opposite side, because
we've switched.
Afsa is the one
today. I'm like, you know what? Let me be the girl that my mother raised.
Me today is...
No, actually, that girl is the fighter. But anyway, so today's key framing question, I think the prompt question for today is, what does accountability look like when you're not the one being harmed? Right?
But you benefit from the system.
Benefit from the system. And I think this is something that we've always talked about is, you're saying not all men. I think I have this thing that we say where we're like, you're saying not all men, but you're still benefiting from the patriarchal system, right? So how, as a man, are you taking accountability for that? Because you are benefiting from the system. So how do you sit down and be like, you know what? This is a system that's harming someone. It might not be you. It's actually you, but maybe
it harms.
Maybe for you don't recognize it.
Yeah, they don't just.
But the person that's telling you, hey, there's a system in place, and that system really, really doesn't work for me. It's really, really harmful to me. So you as a man, how do you take accountability? How do you actually listen and start to take accountability for that?
And say how can I, what part can I play in reducing harm? Because I think that's something that we need to talk about. It's not that at an individual level, there's only so much that can be done to address some of these issues. But what we're aiming for or asking for is harm reduction. Yeah. Right? How do you play your small part in some small way to ensure that the women in our community, in our environment are safer, even if just a little bit? Because what we've realized is every man, whether you want to or
Yeah.
not, every man knows an abuser.
Yeah.
Every man knows the red pillar and an incel. Every man knows someone who is openly misogynistic and has those patriarchal views. Everyone knows a man who is violent, coercive, or has
Yeah.
predatory behavior. Every
Or
man.
every man even works in a system where women are being underpaid.
Yeah.
You get, like, where women are being sidelined, where women are being sexually assaulted at work, where women are refusing to be promoted because of maybe the way that they look. And this is the thing, I think, also to be very, very clear about it is, I think we talked about it the other day, where I was saying, now I don't have conversations with people until I ask them, when I say society, what does that mean to you?
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing for you to not, as a man, to not take that personally.
Yeah.
When we say, because you have, the first thing you have to do is recognize that it's a system.
Yeah.
You get, like, for you, like, when we talk about these issues, men take it as like me, but like,
Me
okay,
as
fine,
me.
you as you. You don't live in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay, like, men, like, we all live in society, we all live in us, and we're all operating in a system. So when we talk about all these issues, we're not talking about you as you personally, unless I know you as you personally, but we're talking about the system of it, of it all. So I think that's first and foremost. I think that's what men need to understand is, don't think about it as you being attacked. Think about it as the system that you're benefiting from. Yeah.
And but also at an individual level, it's every man knows one of these men, but you fail to call them out. You fail to get them in check. You may be the nice guy, and that's also problematic in its own way, because by being a nice guy or saying I'm a nice guy, you think you're excused from dealing with everything that's happening, or even your friends or the men around you that are doing such harm.
And that's the thing. I think
chaos up and down.
Every day there's a problem, and that's
still those men, you call them your friends. When there's a party, when you're going to drink,
you're
drink
hanging
with
out
them
together.
When you're going for a wedding, you're
recommending them for jobs.
You're recommending them for jobs. You're telling people, oh, he's not that bad. The guy has been beating his wife blue and black.
The thing of, like, and men have this thing, and also men have this thing where it's, but like, I've seen him, like, I know him very well, like, he would never do
something like that.
Actually, or you'll tell him that, oh, he talks like this, like, me, he has never done that to me.
Of course, he hasn't done it to you.
He hasn't done that to you. You get broken. You get things like that, and stuff like that is what makes them stick together. And it's like, okay, the things that your friends are doing, and I want to truly believe, and this is like, I'm going to say this in a point in I think where maybe you don't know, but the least you can do is believe the woman. Believe the women in your life when they tell you this thing. And also the other thing is, if you don't know a woman, and like, maybe when we go back to that, if you're a man and you're listening to us and you're like, sure, me, I don't know any woman that has been that. Like, women are exaggerating. I don't know any woman that has been abused or harassed or whatever. It's because they're afraid to tell you, or they don't trust you. So if they don't trust you enough, so think inside and think, why don't the women in my life trust me enough to tell me these problems? And maybe you don't care.
Because I work in this, because I study and work in this global health space, right? There's an exercise that we do in workshops and conferences, and we've done it in class. And I think you guys have seen TikToks around it
of like women
in a room full of women and men. So when the facilitator or speaker usually asks, I want every woman, if you've experienced sexual violence, or know a woman that has experienced sexual violence, please stand up. And usually 99.9% of women stand up or put up their hand. So you can never be there and say, even the women in the studio, of course we are not going to expose ourselves here, but everyone in the studio either has experienced violence in some shape or form, or knows someone harassed. That. So you can't say. So it's a very unfair. It's very disingenuous when men say not all men, because if all these women have experienced something, who has done it? Of course, all men, and all men have been complicit.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you say it's 70% of the population of men, the remainder, the 30%, have been complicit, whether through silence, whether it's through protecting their friends.
Let me give you an example, and this is, I think, something that happens all the time, right? And this is what we mean by being complicit. Again, because men really, you get like, they're, to be honest, a man's priority is going to always be a man.
Yeah.
You get like, in a situation, from my experience, in a situation, men are going to want to make the other guy more comfortable.
Yeah.
Now, I have two examples. This is, the first one comes from like a conversation I had with like two friends of mine that like, I in a perfect world, I would be like, those guys would lay their lives down for me. You get like very close friends of mine. And it's so funny because we had been having a conversation that around like sexual harassment and consent and things like that, of course, like feminism and stuff like that. And it's always a thing of like, not all guys, me, I don't hang out with guys like that, I don't know, like, you get like, fuck those guys. And you'll find men who are like, me, I don't fuck with guys who harass women, I don't like such guys. And then we're standing there, we're at a party, and we're standing there, and a friend of theirs comes. I've never seen this guy in my life, I've never met him a day in my life. Now, this guy comes and he's talking to me. So he comes, greets all of them, comes and like holds me in my waist. And anyone, Liz, you know this, anyone that knows me, I do not like to be touched by a man. Like, like, you will see it on my face. If you're lucky, I will cringe and like be stiff. But if you're unlucky, I'll just be like, why are you touching me? And I remember like with this guy, again, as women, because you're in a situation where you don't want to bring attention to yourself. You don't want to be that chick. You want to be dramatic. You probably won't say it out loud of like, man, fuck off, like, get your hands off of me. You don't want to be that person. So in this situation, I'm like, okay, this is this guy's friends, whatever. So I'm like, so keep like, you get. So I even tell the guys, I'm like, man, like, I don't know why your friend keeps touching me. And you could see they became so uncomfortable, but they didn't become uncomfortable because I was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable because now they were like, what do we do? You get. So I'm looking at this guy of like, can you like say something? Like, you get, like, can you say something? And I'm telling you, I kid you not, none of them said anything.
And yet these are men that you...
These are people that I would trust with my life. You get, like, in a perfect world, I would be like, yeah, like, those guys can protect me. And they would probably. You get, like, if it was like a dire situation. But the thing is, it's, in that situation, it was, let's not cause drama for this guy. You get. And then it happened again recently. And now this one, this person is now even more, like, super close to me. And we were, again, to know me is to know I don't like to be touched. So he comes, introduces this person to me. And then, again, this guy comes, puts his hands around me. So I'm like, you get, like, this time I'm like, you get, like, why are you putting your hands on me? So that guy is like, man, like, the guy starts throwing at, like, you can see it on his face, he's pissed. You get, of, like, why are you acting like that? And then this other person who is, like, supposed to be, like, okay, is actually very close to me, goes ahead to start making just say, I'm like, that's not why I refuse him to touch me.
It has nothing to do with
it. It has nothing to do with that. But you see, in that situation, again, the person he's trying to make comfortable is his friend, is a fellow man. You get. And
by downplaying the fact that
you just touched me without my consent. You don't know me. Why are you putting your hands around me? You get that part, when you greeted your friend that you know very well,
and standing by you and standing by it and saying, just don't touch people because they don't want to be touched. Period. Point blank. Don't make excuses that you're Muslim.
Because now you're trying to make it like to downplay it to like like let's all laugh. I'm not laughing. You get.
It's a serious thing for me.
Exactly. Why are you touching me? So, and I think, and that is what we mean when we tell men that you're complicit in this situation. You get. And when I say all men in that situation, all of you have made me uncomfortable. All of you have abused. You get, because now
you all participated
in making me uncomfortable in that situation. You get. And of course, you'll have men saying, "Hey, we don't have to protect women." Okay, then don't call yourselves protectors.
Until they call themselves
protectors
and providers.
You're protectors, you're providers. You're no longer providing because you don't have money. But now
you're the ones telling us 50-50.
50-50. But now you also can protect. So which is it?
Which is it? Choose your struggle.
And
then he came over to hug me.
You get all of it. You get, like, he came to hug me. I'm like, he came to hug her, and I'm like, still,
even if it
were me, why? What's the reason? Actually, he came behind her and he like singing. So I looked at him. I was like, why is he putting his hands on you?
He came to
me.
The other guy when you were up at Chico.
Then I was like, why is he putting his hands on me? Then you're like, he thinks you're me.
I thought you're Kayla.
Exactly. Why are you still putting your hands on Kayla? There is really no reason for you.
There really
Because
was
if
no
I
reason.
asked her, like, how for you would you be? No,
No,
you get. But again, exactly.
but it also comes down to the feeling that many people feel that they have the patriarchy makes men feel that they are entitled to women's bodies.
Yeah, true.
In any shape or form, whether it's through a hug. That's why they are very keen on saying things like, "Oh, it was just a simple hug," or it was nothing serious, right?
Exactly.
So they don't equate it as
Yeah.
serious as say as sexual assault. But if I've said,
But you
don't
know
touch
why?
me,
But you see,
if I don't want to be touched, don't touch.
but you know why that's wild? Because if you see a gay guy come next to a straight man, the way they jump, what? So you know that if you don't want to be touched, you don't want to be touched. You understand the concept of consent, but no,
it's very wild behavior by
you
that.
get.
Very
but that's
wild
how I know
behavior.
they're all playing down because it's
Yeah.
like you know the concept of consent,
Yeah.
but it's just like you said,
just-
you
it
just
just
feel
feel
entitled to my body.
yeah,
like,
as
me,
a
I
woman.
shouldn't have any agency on my body.
Yes.
But you
for you
for the
have
guy
full
to even
agency.
sit there, for you have full agency, he doesn't even have to be in the same vicinity as you.
Yeah, that's why they say all kinds of things. But we can't allow Usmanya gay guys because they are going to vibe us. They are going to.
But you're doing the exact same thing. But the thing is, what you're fearing is the exact same thing you've been doing to women every single day.
And yet, that's not even how gay people operate at all, because they are minority in the. Yeah, they have standards.
I'm sorry.
Gay men have very high standards.
You cannot. Not with your ashy feet. What are you doing? What do you think they want from you?
Why do you think women like hanging around gay men?
Because they smell nice and
they smell nice. They are well organized. Basic go. Teba unyankwa. Teba unyangato. Bagololengo ye. Yeah, guys.
They have hobbies.
Gosh. You know that when you can go together, you go hiking, you go picnicking, you go do all the nice things. Yeah? So every man knows an abuser. Anyway, everyone knows at least one person.
Yeah.
And yet they still excuse their behavior of, oh, it's not that bad. Now, like those ones, you feel like you're entitled to someone's body, you must hug them. Even when the person has said,
you get,
I don't feel like being hugged.
You get, like, why are you getting pissed because I refuse to put your hands around
or you know, they also
now you're catching an attitude.
You know, they also like making excuses for each other, but he was just going through some stuff.
So, how is that my problem? First of all, our wife. That's why we should have put it last week.
But before we come to our wife. They like telling each other, but that person who was just going through something. So
but like, how is that my problem?
That's not his character. He was just going through something. So like he's you know, if like guys who beat women and bichi, but you know he's going through a hard time. He was going through a hard time. So you're going through a hard time. Gym tomanyi jeri. You don't know where that gym
go and
is.
Box the boxing
bag. And you're going through something.
Yeah, become the boxing.
You put the musongo on me. You put your anger on me and become the boxing.
You get, what are you boxing? Like, can you leave me alone? But anyway, so I think that's like what we're trying to communicate is that, again, because whether you like to believe it or not, men all have all the power, right? And the only way that anything is going to change, that these things are going to change, that your friends are going to change, is by you addressing the situation. Because us, baby, we've cried, we've shouted, we've begged, we've told people, leave us alone, like, don't do this. But no, like, no one listens. And we've seen it a lot of times where a woman will be saying the same thing. I mean, even in your offices, you'll give a point when a man gives it to the yeah, very good point, you get. So
Men are scared of being judged by fellow men.
Yeah, because that's, anyway, let me not say what I was going to say, but yeah, that's exactly it. They don't want to be judged by other men, because it's, of course, if I say this, they're going to say you're mob weak and stuff like that. Because so the thing is, men care what other men think.
Yeah.
So if you tell your other guy, man, that shit is fake, you get, like, maybe that will be a step towards actually changing these things. Like, and don't tell him, because actually now that first situation when I told you about it, later they were like, oh no, we're going to talk to him later. I was like, no, talk to him now when I'm here.
Yeah,
you get,
assure him,
because again, you're trying to make him more comfortable than me, so
who has been made uncomfortable.
So, but so it means, like, I don't really, you get, like, I don't really matter to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get,
exactly. So yeah, so that's the thing. So I think that what we're asking is like, man, guys, as a man, like like have those conversations with your friends. Like, don't be
Yeah.
afraid to have those conversations.
Yeah.
Call out your friends and call them out. If he has done a shitty thing publicly, call him out publicly.
Yeah.
And be like, that shit you've done is fake.
Yeah.
You
And
get?
that's something called what is it called? Willful avoidance.
Uh-huh.
Like the idea that you're in your trying to make someone else uncomfortable or trying to make a fellow man comfortable. You will yes, it's complicity, but it's also willful avoidance.
Yeah.
Like it's not that you don't know, it's not ignorance.
No,
It's not that you don't know what's
you
going
just
on.
don't want to address
Yeah.
it because
It's
it
just
makes
that avoidance.
It's an uncomfortable
Yeah,
conversation.
so
it's like fuck the woman's the woman's feelings and her comfort and whatever.
Yeah.
Again, because you would rather make your guys more comfortable.
Yeah.
But that also that's how it creates a system.
Yeah.
Again, that is how the system works.
But we also need to talk about like the fact that boys are socialized into entitlement, into
so
dominance.
I think that's where we start. Now we go back to like where is this
it's coming
where
from?
does this stem from?
Yeah.
Because I think also when we talk about feminism, men think, oh yeah, like you want to do this or but I think again, like what we're saying, there is a system that causes men to think like that, to think like this, to feel like they're entitled to hugs, to feel like they're entitled to women and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, boys are actually socialized from a very young age to be entitled, to be dominant. So even in the games that boys play from a young age, or even in the way people tell
girls, those things, he beat her in the playground. Oh, that's what it's because he likes you.
No.
Don't tell that child that.
Us as women, how come when we like someone, we don't inflict violence on them? We don't inflict pain on people that we like.
Do that.
So why isn't that boys, when for them they are young, for them they must inflict violence on others in the name of love? What kind of twisted?
Nadia came to me and told me, "Boy, beat me. I'm going to beat someone's child."
What kind of thing is that? And then after they've beaten someone's daughter on the playground, but boys will be boys.
Yeah, that's and that's the other thing. I read something recently. I even put like thinking because I knew we were going to do this episode. And it was like when I read it, I was like, oh my God, it said society is always failing men. Like, and this comes of course from like how like the boy child epidemic and stuff like that. Like we live in a society where like they're always telling you how society has failed men. Oh my God, what are it's from that postcard. Society is always failing men, but somehow women are always the ones failing society. You get, which is like exactly what is happening because even the pop culture that they're consuming is telling them how it's if you're a woman, like women, if you make a mistake, you failed. If you sleep around, you're a slut. Or if you do this, like it's always how you failed in society. If you're not married, you haven't gotten married. If you've done this, if men are not getting married, it's because oh my God, the women don't. It's the women's fault. The women are not there. The women are not choosing them. Or the women are not good enough.
They don't have this. The other women where their standards going up. The women are looking for smanya. They've become hypergamous.
You get.
It's always blaming like, women for the failings of men.
So for men, it's always society has failed them, but for women, it's always
they are failing society.
So it's like the burden of society is on our shoulders. But then there is no like we don't have the power. We don't have the power to uplift society because we like the patriarchy does not support us. Yeah. But the people who the patriarchal system supports, for them, they're always somehow the ones who are the victims.
Yeah, they're always the victims. Yeah, the men are always the victims in this equation. In this equation, men are always the victims. And that thing kills me because when you talk about male loneliness and what that guy, that podcast we're listening to, Professor Galloway. Yeah. And what's his other guy's name? Rich Reeves. So these are two, they call themselves research. Anyway, they're just mouthpieces for all of this research on men. Very unnecessary research about why are men falling behind or why are we leaving men behind. That's why I keep saying I don't subscribe to lone male. Smaya boy child. Smaya the boy child. We are leaving the boy child. Leaving him where? Where? And who is leaving him? Who is leaving him? Where have we left the boy child? Where? Because I need someone to clearly explain this idea. Maybe my could be help us. What do you mean we are leaving the boy child behind? Because for me, as far as I know, and as far as the data and the statistics show, women are still 150 years behind. So because women have started making some small progress, now we are leaving the boys behind. And leaving them behind where?
I think it's a thing. I think it's a thing that they bring up each time women talk about these things, which is weird. I think if you've noticed, each time a woman talks about domestic violence or how they are being
That's the rebuttal.
That's the point. That's boys use that as a rebuttal to also come and talk about how they also get beaten, but then they never talk about it and stuff.
But who has told you
they
not to
always
go?
wait when a woman talks about it. That's when they bring it up, which is weird.
Because you're always waiting for a woman to create
Exactly.
a platform for you to then also share your pain.
Because most of the time when they talk about the boy child is being left behind and what and stuff, it's when there's a lady that has made like done like some dope stuff and what and then that's when they'll now bring it.
But you know, do you know? Okay, fine. Women are trying to catch up because we're still, the boys child is not. But do you know what I think is causing that? It's that boys will be boys narrative. You get, because boys have been excused for so much. Like as men, like they've been excused, like bad manners, whatever. It's just boys will be boys. You get. So and that boys will be boys is a very patriarchal thing. You get, because you're not holding them accountable for anything.
Yeah.
But as a woman, because I'm held, like you get, like I'm held to such high standards, I'm going to always try and meet those standards. You get. So which means if women now are the ones who are more educated, it's because I have to be. It's not because I want to.
But also, generally speaking, you know, when we talk about this women being more educated, are we speaking about it? In what context are we speaking about it? Because in the general context, in globally speaking, women are still not yet more educated than men. Number one, if you're talking, unless you're talking about the global north, but in the global south, where we still deal with child marriage, we still deal with
the other country was protesting because they had outlawed child marriage.
As you can see,
imagine.
So child marriage,
because
so child marriage, all of these issues. I mean, even issues around education, access to education, etc., etc. Women are still severely undereducated globally. So women haven't left men anywhere. And you know, this thing I keep saying of living. Bakobi, you talked about when women do some dope shit, like let's say one woman has been appointed the CEO of some big company, let's say maybe globally, like a Fortune 500 or whatever. When you look at the Fortune 500 companies, the smallest percentage are still women. So leaving the men to go where? Also, I want men to explain to me this concept of leaving them to go where? Because men's understanding of being left behind, right, is that women have taken a step forward.
Yeah, but and that's the thing. But you see, because they used
not even further than them.
It's not. It's because just
one step
forward.
For them, where they are 100
they're not
steps.
being left behind.
They're not being, for them, where it's 100.
For them,
steps.
it's you guys. It's attention, because it's like now the attention is not on you. What do you mean?
Because for you, you've taken 100 steps. So if 1 to 2 women take 3 to 5 steps just here,
now it's like, oh my God, we are being ignored.
Oh, we are being left behind. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
We are suffering so much. Bruh, what do you mean? You get. So I think that's the thing. It's not because they're being left behind. It's because the attention is no longer on me. Also, like they're no longer holding their hands. And who was holding their hands? Women. Because women are like, nah, I'm not going to hold your hand.
They are used to. They're not even holding their hands. Not even holding their hands. They are used to stepping on the back. So they just want us to put the back.
Like to be
and for them they climb and stay. Now when the women say we're not going to step on us, okay, let's just sit at least.
You get. You get.
Listen.
Of course.
That for them it's a situation of the fact that we no longer have the labor of women to push us for. We no longer have all the benefits as they were before, right? Stay at home wives, stay at home, blah, 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 all those things. Oh my God, we are suffering so much.
Yeah,
you know. And for me, it's just it just speaks to the selfishness of men, because, like I said, men are being left behind, but where? Do you understand? Being left behind, but where? So the fact that women are just starting to take a small step forward, it's not a zero-sum game. Do you understand? And that's the way men operate in life. That for them, because Kayla has taken 2 steps forward, oh my God, how dare you catch up with me? That's what they're saying, essentially. That men are. That's why I don't subscribe to this rhetoric of the boy child. We need to help the boy child. Secondly, In addition, secondly, when the women were fighting for their rights, their movements, feminism, and all of the other movements that came to give women some sort of, autonomy, some sort of participation in the world, really, that's what it is. Some sort of participation.
That is also the other thing.
It is other women who fought for them. Now, men are expecting
women to
fight for them.
But fight for them for what? You get, because the thing is, us, we're fighting against you. So if we're fighting for you, against who? Against what?
That's why they tell us Busmania women don't recognize the men's mental health.
First of all, fuck that shit, by the way.
Because the way that men's mental health is weaponized just for bad manners.
You get it. First, like, of course, your mental health is, you guys. I saw a tweet where a guy said, it was, American, but the guy said, he was like, just came from my annual physical. Black men, make sure you go for your annual physicals. You guys in the comments, nope. All I need is the gym. If you work out, you don't need to go to the doctor. Then the other one was like, oh, so you just let a doctor put his finger up your ass?
Yes.
Or you're like,
and for us women, do
you know what happens at the
hospital?
Like, do you have an idea of what happens at the hospital? And then after that, so you think that person, if you tell them go to therapy, they're going to go to therapy? No. That's the same person going to tell you, I can't sit there and talk to someone about my problems. Okay.
So you can't stop crying for us.
Stop crying. If you can't sit and talk to someone, okay, maybe talk to your friends. Makobi, we're still asking you, what do you talk about? No, because that's what they talk about. Like, he doesn't know his friends.
I want him to tell me. I want him to tell me. I wanted him to tell us. Then after that, I give you guys also some more context, because I asked someone recently.
What do you guys talk about?
When you're with your friends? Auntie, you guys would not go to therapy.
What do you talk about?
For me, my friends, I refuse to speak for other guys. I don't know about
No, it's just you.
My friends and I.
Of course.
Sports. Music.
Like music, like what's the latest song? What are you listening to?
No, not really. Just generally, like what's going on. But it's mostly
pop culture.
Yeah, it's mostly sports, really.
That's it. He's not continuing out.
Very rare occasions.
But
actually sit and talk about what's really going on in your life or whatever.
So,
but you went to your male friends.
Auntie, but he has said for what? You see. Anyway, to the viewers, in case we don't have mics, he has said sports and music. After that, he failed.
Yeah.
He looked and failed. I said maybe sometimes you can talk about
I was talking to someone recently about this conversation. I was having this conversation recently with a man. I wonder why I try. But anyway, with a man. And they were trying to explain to me, their justification was, men usually prefer to talk to their guy friends about these deep things when they're doing like an activity, like, they are like playing golf, etc. That's why they go on long walks and they talk to their male friends. And I'm like, I told this guy, maybe that's what you do with your friends, because that's what the majority of men.
So how many men can play golf? The other activity they do is football. Are you going to be talking about your football in the middle of the football?
You're not going to be having a conversation in the middle of football.
So it's a lie.
I think it's also because men hide a lot of they hide so much stuff under like humor and stuff like that.
But you see, that is of course why your mental health is shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you don't talk.
Male friendships lack depth.
Exactly.
The difference between male friendships and female friendships. With female friendships, we actually have some sort of depth,
Yeah.
With male friendships, you guys stay at surface level.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that makes you bond on surface level is why it keeps you guys friends. If you guys even knew each other on a deeper level, you wouldn't be
Some of you wouldn't be friends. Some of you would know that your friend is beating his wife at home.
We don't even know most people's names.
But you see, and you see that imagine.
So how is
what
that
I just
person your
said?
friend?
You get how is that your friend?
Chief, you call him chief, boss.
And for me, like when you put it in a mental health perspective, right? It always shocks. It always comes out at some point. When a man dies from suicide, all the men will say, I didn't know they were dealing with this. I didn't know.
How would you?
When a woman dies from suicide,
like,
there will be friends who will say she has been struggling with something. But for men, you will always say, I didn't know. we didn't know he was dealing with this. Oh my God.
And that's the thing, and that's now to bring it back to thinking, like, this is now where we're telling you that system that you love so much is not affecting just women.
It affects you as men.
It affects you as well, because that's the system that's telling you shouldn't be you can't be vulnerable. You get, it's not us, by the way, because they always be like, women don't like vulnerable men. Lie.
It's the system. It's your patriarchy.
That patriarchal
that's
system
told you men have to be tough. You have to be hard. Of course, now also us, you've conditioned us. That's what you told us. Women soft, men hard. Now, so that's what we're going to expect
from you. Exactly.
So it's a system that you've created that's now working against you. And now it's a situation of, we must all suffer for something that was created to benefit you. That's what you men wanted.
Yeah.
No vulnerability.
Yeah.
Now that's the price that you must pay.
Exactly. But that's the thing. And this is what I keep saying. I'm like, for me, this is why I believe the men will probably never fight the patriarchal system, is because at the end of the day, I don't think they realize. I don't think they feel like what they would get out of it is enough to take away the benefits of the system.
Yeah.
Because if you mean I just have to, you mean you want me to talk about my feelings? That's what I get out of it. Please, I will continue to be
an abuser,
to be allowed to be an abuser and excused for it.
Yeah.
You get. I would rather be able to get away with all this shit, or even maybe make money for, like, benefit from capitalism through the patriarchal system, than have the peace and the peace of mind to know that I can actually talk about my feelings and engage with people on a human level.
Yeah.
You get. But I think that's the thing with this thing, like, again, all of these things are conditioned from a young age. And there's something I because of course today we're talking about men.
Yeah.
But there's something that I saw recently. Someone was saying the gatekeepers of the patriarchal system are women.
Yeah.
You get, which is so unfortunate. And this is also comes now to the women as well, is at the end of the day, we hate it. We, like, of course, it's something that we're fighting. But at the end of the day, we are the ones raising the men.
Yeah.
You get, so try, because again, these are conditioning from the young age. That boy that is beating that girl, don't tell that boy it's because tell that girl it's because he likes you.
Yeah.
But tell them, no, don't beat women. Like, you can't beat women. All those things of, like,
First pause there. Let's rewind a bit. I used to say that thing of women are the gatekeepers of patriarchy until I started and analyzed it deeply. You know, I think being a mom, I've realized something. We, as women, we are also the ones burdened with raising other men.
Yeah, of course.
Raising men. Which, whatever, things happen, society happens, but this is where the conversation should start. Why are men not raising men?
True. You know how they say, what's the thing? They say that women, like, single mothers, when someone is a single mother, they're like, of a boy, they're like, oh yeah, women can't raise boys, something like that. But it's like, why don't you say,
what was I supposed to do?
Exactly.
Because, this is that's why we keep saying, like, we need to go to the root of the problem. Yes, we may want to say women are the gatekeepers of patriarchy in some contexts, in some ways or whatever, but women have been left to mother and father boys. Men, we have a generation of deadbeats. That's where we even have a whole term for it. There's a whole term and structure to how deadbeats operate. Everyone knows how the deadbeats operate, but that should not be the case. So if we're trying to, we are saying we want a generation of changed men, where we're dismantling the patriarchy, etc. It starts from
the
men raising other men. And for me, as a woman, as a mother, I keep saying, if I were to have a boy, and let's say I'm in a relationship with a man, I keep saying, it's not my job to father that boy. Me, I will just be a mother.
I understand, but you see why, for me, that doesn't make me feel safe. Is because that man that's raising that man is raising another emotionally unavailable man, is raising another boys will be boys man, is raising another man that is not being held accountable. Another,
and that's what I'm saying is, it's supposed to have a ripple effect.
Yes,
raising having a generation of good men starts with a generation of good fathers. Do you understand? So why is that responsibility being shifted onto women to do the work of raising? Because as women, we are trying to raise we're trying to raise and support women in an environment, other girls in an environment that's already
safe.
toxic.
That's already toxic.
So we need a generation of good men.
Yeah.
To raise I feel like the burden is always being shifted to women.
And that's what
Why?
I said. Exactly. Exactly. And I hear you and I feel you. But there is no world where, like, I think for me I think like it has to start with us. You get like whether we like it or not. Like in a perfect world, that's how it would move, by the way. But the thing is, we don't have that good man to raise that
but now where we are now,
until now where we are
now the responsibility on us as women is to make sure that when you're having a boy child, make sure the person that's why children are unpopular right now. Did you guys see that article that women don't want to give birth to boys because even whatever it is that you believe in, psychology, even Christianity, whatever you believe in, a boy is supposed to be raised by a responsible man. A girl. Like, do you understand?
I mean, because it makes sense because, like, you understand what you're raising. Like, you've been there.
That's why the girls have said, for us, we're tapping out of
raising men.
Yeah, even the girls are even getting abortions and saying, if it's a boy child, I don't want.
Yeah.
Because I can't be responsible for bringing another burdensome
male
species into the world. If the owner is not taking, if the owner of that boy is not taking responsibility for it.
Okay, this is again me shifting the burden on women.
I no longer shift burdens on women.
But again, you guys choose who you're giving birth with, guys. Like when you see that man and you think about your son and be like, if I give birth to a son and he's like that man, will I be proud of that son? So that's also true. Shapeshifters. So you might be there and you're like, my man, he's a good man, Savannah. Kumbe.
Remember, you gave him a handbook. My ex used to do this.
Kayla, that handbook, you've probably given out that. Kayla's probably given out that. No, but it's true, yeah. You need to stop telling them how you tell them. Because
they just mirror you. Yeah, it's called mirror. Yeah. They just mirror you.
I think, and Liz, I get the thing of giving, like, burdening women, but I think there has to be somewhere it starts. And for me, it might start with us, and that's why, like, with my nephews and everyone, like, I will put my foot in those boys' asses. You get, like, I don't allow nonsense like that because I'm trying to make it so that at some point they are the fathers that are raising good men. You get, because like men are like are great, but I can't trust a man right now unless I'm going to raise him myself and put that shit into him.
For me, my thing is, but this is where the accountability conversation starts from. If most of your nephews have their fathers, you should be holding their fathers accountable and telling him, as opposed to you doing, because mothering, as we talked about in some episode, mothering is labor of its own, whether you see it or not. Even as an auntie, do you understand? It is labor.
Yeah.
So your job should not be to do the work of your nephew's father. Your job is now as a sister to that man to tell him, my guy,
please raise that.
You better shape up. Something has to happen here.
I get that, but like, Liz, I'm sorry, I'm not going
because
to leave
it's still
work to be done by
no, because
work
now
that is necessary.
Now that's
still the delegating leaves the room.
Now it's you carrying the burden of your brother.
I understand, and by the way, I truly understand that burden, that point that you're making. I get it, but I think it also comes from the point of the same thing we say, like when you send him to the grocery, to the supermarket, and you're like, it's again.
No, now after let me. You see,
I'm like,
let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Trust.
Let me tell you. I talk to a lot of like older women now, even women who are married and they tell you, like, what you get to a point and you're like, you choose. Do I choose labor? Do I choose additional labor, or do I choose my peace of mind and make sure that this person also gets on board with what's going on here? Do you understand? If they fail to get on board, then that's when you say, we go our separate ways. That thing of saying, I wish I had gone to the supermarket myself. It's like, let me give you an example. I have a friend. Let me give you this example. I have a friend. Her baby daddy had refused to pay school fees. They separated with her baby daddy. He had refused to pay school fees. She said, you know what? I'm tired of shouting. The man has money. He knows when he's supposed to pay the school fees. Remember, like that thing we were laughing with Felix. It's this is how men eat. They know that they're supposed to pay the school fees. They have money. but it's weaponized. All of the things, weaponized incompetence, that thing of going to a supermarket, it's weaponized incompetence, everything. The chick said, oh, okay. The children, no school.
Mutule waka. No school for you.
No school for you. The school started calling her and the baby daddy. The children have not yet come to school. For her, she started making her excuses and said, hey, we are here in the village. Not to embarrass her children, ma'am. But she said, but first call the father. Has he paid school fees before we come back? They said, let's call him. He's the one who always pays. She didn't call him Teamunyega. Teamunyega one day. He's the one who started sending the receipts. You know, when someone chooses weaponized incompetence, you weaponize it back. And let's all be incompetent. Let's all be incompetent together. I keep saying, you need, where they are useless men,
you also
learn to be as useless as them. When they become mad, even you become mad. Even you become madder. So weaponized incompetence, you need to match each other's weaponized incompetence. And I keep saying these things, aura for aura. But I keep saying, even as a responsible woman, you will see where is this inconsequential? Where will it affect us? Where will it? Of course, you're not going to allow the children to starve. Do you understand? But I've seen women who, okay, they'll feed the children, and they say the man comes back and say, "Tewali Mary."
As she should.
Yeah. Tewali Mary. Or power goes off, and she says, "Today, actually, I don't feel like today one omonzikiza." Yeah, and when the guy comes and says, there's no power? Yeah, she says, yeah. Yaka got finished.
So, and Liz, I guess
it's about weighing, but because you need to, sometimes you need to, you can't, I keep saying, when men choose weaponized incompetence, you can't be again the ones carrying their burdens, because that's where you end up with those videos that we were talking about in the previous episode. But my husband did this because you've accepted the status quo. You've accepted that this person,
looking at you of like, why are you accepting such nonsense?
But you've already accepted it from the beginning. So aura for aura for aura.
But like Liz, I get that, but like I feel like this is a very, very like the point of raising men or raising good men is
done by other men.
It's done by other men, but the thing is, like, the men that are supposed to be doing it don't know what they're doing. You get, because
weaponized incompetence.
Liz, first listen. In this situation, they don't, because they're already also them. They don't talk to their friends.
They know what they're supposed to be doing.
They know what they're supposed to be doing. But even if they do, they are not doing it for themselves. So why do you expect them to do it for the next man?
They don't do it because they don't know.
They are going to teach the same bad manners.
They do it because they know women are there to carry their slack.
But no.
To carry their slack in parenting.
No, Liz,
to carry their burden in parenting.
In parenting, yes. But Liz, that's normal parenting. But if you leave this man to parent like that, you get, if you leave it up to this man to parent, he's going to parent the bad manners that he thinks are it. He's going to parent the boys will be boys situation. He's going to parent in the way of like, you're a man, you don't talk about your feelings. Don't cry.
Nana has something to say.
Those things of you're a man, men don't cry. That's how he's going to parent that boy. You get? He's going to tell that boy, don't cry in people, you're a man. You get? Again, and that's what he's going to parent, because that's what he knows. That's what he thinks being a man is. Again, like being masculinity is very performative. You get?
Men are very intentional.
Yes.
They know what they're doing. Like they actually.
And me, I approach life like that with these creatures.
Causing you to believe that they don't know what they're doing.
It's part of that. It's part of the ploy.
But I understand that generally.
They always know what they're doing.
But you see, that's the thing. I understand all the. And I understand that in a general context, right? Liz,
so why does it apply to parenting?
No, but you see, but to parenting, what I'm saying is he will parent. Like if you force him to parent, he will parent. But he will parent the boys that will be boys. He'll parent the boys don't. No, but that's what he's going to do, because for them, that's what they think masculinity is. They think the boys are supposed to be hard. They're going to tell that son of yours, don't cry, men don't cry. You get? They're going to tell that son of yours, when he sees a girl, they're going to tell that son of yours, you go and hug her. Sorry?
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like they understand that they always know what they're doing.
Auntie, but you see that they always know what they're doing. And if you let them, and what I'm saying, I'm not saying that they don't know. What I'm saying is that they will parent the way that they know. You get? But the way that they know, Liz, is not good enough for you and I. You get? Like
what I'm saying.
Him telling that boy, don't cry. Don't cry, men don't cry.
After what I'm saying,
because that's going to continue the cycle that
now,
you're trying to
what
fight.
we are saying is, it's coming back to the point of accountability, right? you as the sister or you as a mother parenting with a father, let's say the father is there, you're not supposed to take over the job of the male figure. You're supposed to work with the male figure, hold him accountable to do better as a father, as an uncle, as the male figure, without you directly taking over that job.
You want me to teach him how to parent?
No, but
I would rather skip that step and parent.
But that's how.
Because now you're telling me.
Yes, but after that's how you
how to be a man, so that he can also teach.
No, not teach him how to be a man. You're not teaching him how to be a man. You're not teaching him how to be a man.
What am I doing?
And that's not what parenting together. That's not what co-parenting is. You don't teach each other. You're not teaching each other how to be co-parents. Parents are supposed to come into parenthood ready to be parents, and this is where we all fail as a generation. Auntie, now we need to start talking in ideals, because when the men in a perfect world, because when the men look at us, we are supposed to be in a perfect world. So even them, let them join us in our perfect world. They need to join us, isn't it? They need to join us in our perfect world, right? We are no longer living in a world that they consider perfect. In our perfect world, you don't teach a man how to be a parent. The same way, who is teaching you how to be a mother?
No one.
Does it sit with you and tell you this is how you're going to go and you open your legs and you give birth, and then this is how you breastfeed? Or do you come with the skills ready?
You come with the skills.
Thank you. So for you, why are you entering a marriage or a relationship with a man teaching him how to be a father?
I'm sorry, men are stupid. I'm not going to let men. I don't trust men to. All in all, I'm not going to trust him to think it.
If there's a situation with no father, it makes sense. There's no father.
That situation is better for me.
No, if you can,
because then I can. Yeah, because then I know I will raise that man to be the man that we need in this world.
Mama's boys.
Actually, but that's where we come back to the thing where I was saying the gatekeepers of the patriarchy that Liz said it's not fair. Is the what?
Because the truth is majority of women are actually, when I deconstructed that thing, majority of women are actually not the gatekeepers of patriarchy. Yeah. Women are trying to also create that ideal situation, the same way they've been expected by the patriarchy to create an ideal, to become to be ideal wives, ideal mothers, ideal etc.
Everything, yeah.
So what women are dealing with actually is they're just trying to manage a situation that has been dealt unto them. They're just trying to manage.
That's what, Liz, I'm with you. Even me, I'm here trying to manage. All of us, we are trying to manage. But what I'm saying is you don't manage, you don't do damage control by taking over else's work, job. Especially when the person is around to do their job. That's why I keep telling you, it is not your job to do your brother's job of fathering. It is your job. For you, you have who is your primary stakeholder in this situation? Your relationship is parallel. It's your brother. Your brother is the father of your nephew. Yeah. You are not the one who gave birth to your nephew. Therefore, you should be having a conversation with your brother and saying, my guy, what's happening?
This is not how you do the thing.
Yeah.
Can you do better? You're supposed to be encouraging him to be a better parent to your nephew, not you doing the heavy lifting, because you will lift forever, my friend.
By the way, I agree. I truly, truly agree. But I do agree, and I think that's it. But I truly also, like, a deeper part of me, and I think this is also the part of me that thinks men are just stupid in all ways. They can't. You get, like, I'm because this is like, it's like a very important task, and I'm like, am I going to trust a man to pull this off? Because we need to break the cycle. But the cycle is going to be broken by the kids that we're raising now.
That you break the cycle by challenging men and saying, I'm not doing the heavy lifting. You don't do the heavy lifting when you're trying to teach someone a lesson. You stop being, you stop carrying their burden. Yeah. You don't carry the burden while saying, I hope you're learning. I hope you're learning.
No, but you see what I'm saying, Liz. The other guy, you see that's the thing. The other guy, me have child. I have no hope. My hope is in the children of the future. That's where my hope is. This guy, now, even if he does, because I know he'll never learn, he'll never change his ways. Why? Because what we've already discussed, he's already benefiting from that system. It's so sweet.
That's why I keep saying
that patriarchal system.
That's why I say
sweet.
That's why
that there is nothing, even his child, going to convince him to fight that patriarchal system.
That's why I keep saying,
because it is benefiting him nicely. He's enjoying.
Simba can go back. When you're trying to break something, a generational system, you go to where it starts from. You don't jump a generation. You go to where it starts from.
And
you
that-
don't jump a generation. You don't
that
skip.
technique has failed.
You
me,
don't
because me,
skip
I
a
want to
generation
skip.
because now what you're teaching that boy also is father. Essentially, what you've taught him
Their
his fathers are absent
useless.
and they are raised by women. So therefore, even when his time comes, ngakwasa sister we, this side he leaves the wife. That's what you've taught that boy.
Yeah, you guys, that is
That what you've taught that boy.
That's why they always attack you guys in your TikTok comments.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yes.
That is. You think that is a punishment?
That's how you teach that boy. You don't teach that boy by being lax by being free or lax with the father.
Yeah, with the father.
You have to be tough with that same father. Let me tell you, if us as women, as mothers, we all woke up in the morning and also put our legs up. Let's say we all go on strike universally as mothers and we say,
we're not doing anything anymore.
Will the children die?
They won't die. They'll figure it out. But Jabalisa. But
after even why do you think let me tell you no let me tell you there's this after, and we've seen it. Remember this phenomenon of there are women who give birth with children of deadbeat fathers and they bring the child to the father. Me, I'm an advocate of that one. Leave that man with his children. Leave that man with his children.
Hey guys, stop fighting for
especially if they are boys. Especially if they are boys. Leave those boys. Let's see if they will die. Girls, abandon them.
Yeah.
Leave those children with those men.
To be fair, that's not even abandonment. You've left them.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Just go to the shop to buy milk. Not even you.
Because it still comes down to weaponized incompetence.
Yeah.
Oh, me, I'm not a father. I can't be a parent. What do you mean? We are two parents. Oh, me, I can't do what you can do. You leave them there and see if you want to do the things.
What will happen to the children?
They will eat. I'm telling you. They will eat. They will go to school. And they will survive.
Yeah.
You just have to pray every day that the child doesn't die. Oh my God.
Just continue to pray to God.
But one thing you need to do as a mother, let me tell you, when you give birth in this world, you
you become strong.
Inside that, your mtima dies like this because that's your heart moving outside
of your body.
But from there one, but then you just your mtima
stop
like
fighting.
This.
Stop wasting money and fighting for custody of children. If you want, if he doesn't want, just leave them there.
Leave them and go and live your life. And indeed, they are going to call you a bad mother for leaving their children.
But will they beat you?
Even when you stay, you'll still be a bad mother.
But guys, of course, we are not saying it's easy number. We're not saying it's easy.
We're just saying it's easy.
Think about it. We're just saying think about it.
Let me tell you. There's something I recently, and I learned it from my mom recently. We baby boys so much that at a certain age, even if you're living in a like separated parent household, I started thinking about it recently. When a boy reaches a certain age, there's being a baby, but when he reaches a certain age, even you as a woman, you say, release that boy and tell him, go to your father. And you learn from him. If he has bad manners, me, I've tried. You go.
And hopefully what I've instilled will
hopefully what I've tried here in the early years, you also go. Because that's carrying labor. That's carrying and doing.
Yeah.
That's carrying the labor that bad man should be doing.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I think the thing is, stop excusing men from the work that they are supposed to be doing. Also, you get it's not every day. Like as a woman, it's not your sole responsibility. You are too like this.
When you went
to
takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango. So don't let the burden be on you for you to produce a good human being in the world. You get if you're going to put a good human being in the world, it has to be both of you. Don't let that burden be solely on you as a woman.
Yeah.
You have to share it. So that when those things of long time ago of when the child is spoiled or it's the mother's fault, we don't rock like that anymore.
Yeah.
That's not how we move these days. So it's thinking. But I think at the end of the day, it's for us, we need to figure, I don't know if we've figured it out or if we will figure it out, but of course the cycle has to be broken. You get that cycle has to be broken at some point, because the misogynistic behaviors, all these things, the abuse, all these things, they come from, of course,
they stem from somewhere.
They stem from somewhere, and it's the way that we raise these kids. It's It's of course the pop culture that they consume. That one we really have no thing you need. We just have to sit and pray that Hollywood becomes better in the things that they produce. But now we're not just depending on Hollywood. Remember, I think
the red pillars of this
the
world.
red pillars of this world who they'll find on TikTok.
In the video, in the video game, in the gaming world,
yes.
Call of Duty, the boys be playing Call of Duty with incels and they be sending
exactly
each other. Am I lying? Apparently, it's my brothers who are telling me.
Yeah, they'll be sending them things.
So in the
that's
chat
where
rooms,
they get them from. In the chat
rooms.
rooms. But even the video games that they're playing, sometimes like you will see, of course, that chick with like the big boobs. There's a video game I saw someone online where someone was saying they found their child playing a video game where a chick was being raped on the streets. You get, so it's things like that where it's, of course, again, you have to protect these kids from when they're boys, because when they grow up, like these are the things that they've internalized. So somehow the cycle has to be broken at some point. But I think also the other important thing is that thing, because we're talking to men today, is just to make you realize that, hey, the patriarchy, like feminism, is not here to take away your masculinity. Like we don't want, like there is no day in my life that I've ever wanted to be a man.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a man. I would never want to be a man. Like you get. So it's not there. Like
I can't imagine waking up and looking down and seeing that thing.
You get, like the movement is not there to like take away your masculinity. Whether, and you might not believe this, but it's like feminism works in your favor as well. It allows you to be human, because if you think about it, feminism, it's humanity. Like the things that they attach to feminism, which is empathy, nurturing, kindness, being just being a human. Like those are the things that they attach to femininity. And being a man is of all the performative things. You have to be they can't see you crying.
You have to be strong. You have to be able to fight.
You have to be, like, all these are performative things that you will never be able to.
It's externalization.
Exactly. Like no one, you'll never be able to achieve all these things in one. You get, like those things we always say, the goalpost will always change for those things. You get, so release yourself from those expectations. Even these things you're saying, women want man. You're like, no one, like, who told you that? You're the ones who have said you're providers, you're protectors. But it's not me who has said that. Like, it's the patriarchy, again, the system. You need to stop thinking about this entire conversation as me. Think about the system, the patriarchal system. It's the one that has taught you and I that men are protectors and providers. But if we're all fighting against it, then maybe we'll realize, you know what, in this economy of ours, it can't be only one provider. You get. Also, who am I protecting the woman from? If you think about it very critically, you're protecting them from other men. That's who you're protecting them from.
When you say protecting,
and when you come in our comments and be like,
so it means a man is a predator as a
species. So you, who is not amongst all the other man, you, not all men, guys, even you need to protect yourself from the other man who is a predator, because you don't know what he's going to do to you. You get. So that's.
Anyway, you guys, we are so over time.
We are really over time.
We need to continue this conversation. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we'll bring these girls on set and
they really have a lot to say.
We really banter.
They really have a lot to say.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so I think
we gotta love you and
leave you. Just think about it. Men, if for the first time ever, tell us if you've understood what we're trying to say.
They've not. I can assure you. I can assure you.
I know. It's like,
but we've tried. We've given you an episode,
guys.
We've given you a whole
tried,
episode.
And I really hope that it makes sense, especially the part about being the one to like say something. Like, always be the one to say something. Always like try and be an ally. You get, like, try and be an ally. Protect the women in your life.
Yeah.
Stand up for them. Talk to your friends. Also for your own mental health. Like, man, stop not having conversations with your friends. Like, talk to your friends properly, one-on-one. Get to know them, get to know their names, their families, their struggles, all those things. It makes you more human.
Yeah.
And trust me, it's going to even make life much nicer. So sweet. Life is sweet when you have actual love, genuine love in your life. Yeah. So anyway, guys, she knows best. It's not therapy, but it might help. But today's episode was therapy, guys.